Hey everybody, Adam from High Desert Hollow here, coming to you with a spring update. It's been a while since we've had a video. I've just been so busy. I've had a job change, same line of work, just a different position and a different responsibility, different schedule. So it's made it a lot harder to get videos done and stuff like that. So I'm just going to bring you an update video. Obviously spring has sprung, everything's starting to green up. We don't have any snow at this point. It's April 22nd. Birds are making all sorts of noise. Our one turkey's over there gobbling and making all sorts of racket, and so the guinea fowl and the chickens. So what we're gonna do is just gonna do a quick walk around, give you an idea what's going on and where we're at. So obviously we're starting right there at the barn. I'm gonna pan around here. So solar panels still doing really well. I need to do a video on those to give you guys an idea of what they do for us and how well they work. Just one of those levels of independence we wanted. We have the battery bank in the house. With the house we're in the process with all the remodel of rewiring the house, and so with each individual section of the house that we do, we have dedicated outlets and dedicated lights that run off the battery bank in the house, because the battery's not sized big enough for the whole house and we're still grid tied. So just gives an idea of what we got there. Quite a few panels, but yeah, they're working great, especially on days like today with the sun shining the way it is. Everything's going really well. Pan around here to the chicken coop. We'll walk over there. I got something to show everybody in there, and we'll kind of go from there. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not, but back there in the back corner we've got a black hen, and she has gone broody. She went broody about 2.5 weeks ago. We're expecting chicks anytime. She's trying to be a good mom. She gets bothered a little bit by the other chickens, but we're excited to see this because this is the first time it's ever happened for us for some reason. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes and see what happens there. We'll have to keep you updated on that and the little chicks when they hatch and all that. So, okay, let's go talk about some fruit trees. All right, so this is looking back at a little bit different angle. Here at High Desert Hollow, between our Zone 2 orchard, which is this right here, not the climate Zone 2, but our Zone 2 for permaculture wise, it's right outside of our Zone 1, which is right outside the house. And our swales out in the high pasture, we've got on average about 35 fruit trees, and I've got another 20 that are going to be going out to the swale and a couple more into here in the next, probably next week. I'll get those moved. But that being said, with that many fruit trees, Tom out there strutting again, that is a lot of pruning. So that was one of the things I've got done, getting these trees shaped. A lot of them are real young, getting them all shaped up. I'll pan around here real quick, try to go slow. That's the pig pen. It's empty right now. More fruit trees on this side behind me. But yeah, with that many fruit trees, that's more than a day's worth of work to get those pruned up and shaped and get them ready to continue their growth and what they need to do. So that is all done though. It's all complete. They're all looking really good. I only had 2 winter loss this year, which is really good. Last year with the hard winter, the winter before, we had a lot of snow, so we ended up having a lot of rodent damage. A lot of those trees came back from that. We did lose several though. This year we didn't have any that way. We just had some that didn't make it. So we'll continue on here. We'll show you what we got going with the garden beds and kind of what our plan is here. All right, so with spring, we're trying to get our annual garden put together. If you guys have listened to any of or watched any of my other videos, I've talked about this garden before. I originally designed it as a contour-based garden. We're still kind of keeping that, kind of. The bottom half is staying contour, but in this top portion, we wanted something a little bit easier maintenance and a little bit different look. So I ended up building these raised beds. If you haven't seen any videos on these, I didn't put a video together because Homestead Economics, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. I just copied his design. He has several videos on how to make these. Super simple how they go together. Fairly quick, and they look, in my opinion, super sharp. So these ones are just under 3 feet, or just over 3 feet wide and 10 feet long, 18 inches tall. And we got those kind of set in place, leveled up. We're not, like I said, we're not changing everything. We just wanted a little bit different. Also, if you notice, and I'll walk around this way just a little bit, the bean trellis. Those are just my cattle panel trellis. If you haven't watched my video on those, I'll put another video, a couple links below for those as well. This is the same exact thing, just a different aspect, a different setup. And when those are all grown over, you can see I got arches this way and the arches are going the other way as well. Should make kind of a cool little centerpiece there where everything comes together with just pole beans running up all over the top of that so we can walk underneath and pick them. The design came together fairly well. I was pretty happy with it. Another thing I did, I'll kind of come up here closer so we can look over and see. I had gooseberry and currant bushes spread all over the place, and with changing everything around, I ended up just getting them all up here above. So now we're going to have like a hedgerow on this one side of the garden of just gooseberry and currant bushes. Hopefully that'll turn out all right. Move that stuff around. Just trying to get things cleaned up a little bit. Obviously things are still a mess. We literally had snow a week and a half ago here, and we were going to continue to get these little snowstorms every once in a while. My tomato cages, once again, you haven't seen that video, go watch that one. They need to be cleaned off and re-wrapped for the year to go around all my tomatoes. That helps support the tomatoes. And that clear plastic wrap that I use, it's just that pallet wrap they use in retail environments, just an industrial grade saran wrap basically. It does really well for creating a hot house effect and keeping those tomatoes warm for that first couple weeks as they're in the ground out here in the garden. And then I just will end up, they grow up over the top of it and you're good to go. So yeah, so we're, like I said, we're not abandoning the contour based system totally. We just wanted a little bit different feature in the garden, so we went to this now at this point. So let's move on to the next thing. All right, we're out here back kind of towards the canal at the back of the property. This is kind of my zone 5, or just my wooded area we have. Just have a bunch of mature cottonwoods out here, which is a native tree for this area. They like the water, so they grow along the canal. Got a diesel dog there. He's a pretty good dog for the most part. He's still young, he's still learning, but he does all right. But this is one of the areas where we planted the morel mushrooms, spread the spawn out, and had trying to get those established, because it's actually kind of a natural environment for them. This is kind of where we find them locally on the Snake River that runs by us here, is in areas just like this. I did that 2 years ago at this point. Guys, haven't found any on the river yet. I've been talking to guys out turkey hunting and morel mushroom hunting and stuff like that. We still haven't found any actual wild ones. So I've still got hope for this year, but we didn't get any last year, and still waiting to see if we're going to get some this year. So I've got 4 or 5 beds of morel mushrooms spread out through different places, different areas, trying to find different spots where they'll grow well. But nothing yet, so we'll guess continue to wait, and if I need to, I guess I'm going to have to go about it a different route. I'd really like to get some morels established here. Delicious mushroom if you like eating mushrooms. So, okay, let's go on to the next spot. All right, as we're walking by, just a quick shot. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys the front of our house. 110, it's actually over 110-year-old stone farmhouse. This is just the one angle of it. We've got an addition on the backside, which is my bedroom. It's not actually the stone, but majority of the house, 3/4 of the house is this stonework. Like I said, built in 1906. Great, it's a cool old house. Lots of work, lots of different remodel stuff going on the inside. If you guys haven't seen those videos, obviously, I mean, I've been working on remodeling a kitchen for quite a while. It's in the final stages. I got to put up like trim, and that's about it in one spot. I should get that finished so I can do an update video where we're at and how well that turned out. At least how well I think it turned out. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys the front of the house, but that is it. So we love it. It's tucked away up here in the up on the edge of the trees, up in the hollow. That's why we call it High Desert Hollow, one of the reasons. So, but okay, we'll move on to the last spot and we'll wrap this up. All right, I said one more spot, but I guess I got two. I forgot about this apple tree I wanted to talk to you guys about, and then we'll go out to the last spot where I wanted to show you guys a couple things. So this is a tree that was here when we bought the house. Super old apple tree. We just never got any apples off of it that we were really happy with. And for the first year I pruned it back and it just wasn't happy. So I ended up doing what we call bark grafting. And I'm going to do a video on that this year because I've got some more I need to do. But this is the first step of what I did last year. Those were all scion wood last year that I ended up putting in there. If you get a close-up look, you can see it'll focus. There. So yeah, so what we've done is we've actually put the scion wood in the existing tree and it's taking a hold of it. And I've still got some training to do. Some of these I will weed out and not use. But worked super well, and I've got some others I'm going to do on this same tree on the other side now that these ones are getting established and getting ready to bud out. So yeah, now let's go out to that last spot and I'll show you what we got there and we'll finish this up. All right, we're out here down at the end of the lane. You can see right there's a lilac. If you guys have seen my videos, this is where I snowplow. This is from the other end. So lilacs we planted all along that row on the right hand side there last year. Most of those made it. We had a couple that got damaged and aren't going to make it, but we've already got replacements on the way for that. And I'll pan over to the other side. You can see the tubes out in the pasture there. Those are all sugar maples in their tree grow tubes with the Irapan base on them. All of those made it. We went through and pulled all the tubes this year to clean them up, get them all ready to go. Check them, make sure, see if there's any that I needed to replace. Every single one of those trees survived the winter, which they should. We had a real mild winter, but no rodent damage, no nothing like that. And yeah, they are getting ready to bud out as we speak. Everything's swelling on them, so they should be putting leaves on here real quick. But the real reason, or the other reason, I guess, I brought you out here, I'll try to back up without making you sick, is one of my good friends and local neighbors here. He's got plasma cutting business. He let me play with his computer for a little while and let me design that, and then he let me cut it out, or he cut it out while I was there. And then I ended up harvesting the logs myself, peeling them, getting them put together, and getting it put out on the road here at the end of the lane. Super cool. I've been wanting to show you guys this for quite a while. It turned out amazing. So happy with it. Kind of encompasses kind of what we got going here, the old barn. We've got a ton of owls at our place. They live in the barn and in all the mature trees. So I wanted to incorporate that. That's kind of been our little insignia on the channel and several other things. But yeah, and then established. That's when we moved here. We've had a modern homestead for quite a while in an urban situation, but we didn't establish High Desert Hollow till we got here, so that was 2014. But we like that. That's super fun. I've been wanting to get it up and showing it off. If you guys are interested in your local to southeastern Idaho and you'd like to get something like this made, get in touch with me. I'll get you in touch with Devin and Bowman Plasma Cutting, and he does an amazing job. So yeah, so guys, with that being said, we'll close this out. Like I said, just an update. I'm going to try to get a couple more updates done, maybe once a week here, trying to get the weekend on the weekend when I'm off, and we'll go from there. Anyways though, we're just here trying to live a more self-reliant lifestyle and promote modern homesteading. This is Adam with High Desert Hollow, signing out.